Hello. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, and that is why do you believe what you believe? Now, in general, um, unfortunately, the older I get, the more I realize that people don't really care about the truth. They don't care about logic. Um, it doesn't. Most people are not open to hearing the truth, unfortunately. So you can use logical arguments, you could use reason for why what you're saying is true, and they still will not bend. They'll still keep saying the same thing they've been saying. um, so why is that? Yeah, one problem is most people don't actually care about the truth. They don't care about logic. And The other one is because so the question is, like, how do you get these cults? Why do we have so many Muslims? Why do we have over a billion Muslims? Where do we get Catholics from? Where do we get Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses? Where do we get all of these denominations? Like, they don't follow the Bible. They obviously don't follow the Bible. There's obviously holes in their teachings, and you wonder why. And there's always a reason. There's a reason, but the reason is not logic. The main reason is who gets to you first. That is literally the reason why people believe what they believe. So, if you're just a regular person, average Joe, looking for the truth, what are you going to end up believing? The average person, not someone that, the average person, not someone who's trying to engage their brain, trying to get at the truth. Well, if the Mormons get to you first, you will become a Mormon, and then you will just be a Mormon your whole life. And then a Baptist comes over, like myself, and I'm going to tell you, like, hey, this is wrong. This doesn't follow the Bible, and you're going to say, you're just going to reject it outright. The average Mormon is not going to listen. They don't care. It doesn't matter. You say, like, look, you're literally not following the Bible. Your entire belief system is literally against the Bible. They don't care. That's the unfortunate truth. And it's the same thing. Jehovah's Witness, Catholics, Muslims, whatever. That is why you get all these denominations. That's why you get all these belief systems. Because ultimately, it just comes down to, what's your foundation? What was the first thing you were taught? Whatever your parents teach you, that is probably what you will believe. That's how it's always going to be. And for the average person, because the average person was just going to listen, and they're not going to question, oh, is this true? Does this make sense? They're not searching for the truth. They're not searching for a logical framework for everything in existence. Um, so you could get lucky and end up getting the right people coming your way that give you biblical Christianity, or you could be unfortunate and get swept up into a cult. And the average person isn't going to break free of that, because the average person doesn't think about the truth. They don't think about all of these, intricacies of life and getting at the truth. Like, what's the real meaning behind everything? And the people that do think about those kinds of things, they eventually break free of the cults, and then God brings them a different direction. So that's unfortunately the truth. Is that people don't really care, and that's really sad. That's something I learned. I don't know, around high school maybe. And then the older I get, the more I realize that it's very unfortunate. So I still preach the truth. I try to get the truth out there for people that care. So if you're someone that cares about the truth, about the Bible, and all of that, then that's what this channel's for. Is I try to preach the truth. I want God to tell me the right things to say, because I care about it. When I read the Bible, I don't have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. I want God to tell me what is truth when I read the Bible. And when I preach, when I do Bible studies, I want God to tell me the right things. I don't want to be saying the wrong things. I don't want to say heresy. I want to say the right things. And that, if you have that kind of attitude, God, please speak to me, please guide me towards the truth, then He will. He will guide you towards the truth, because that is what you desire. You desire the truth. And you have an open heart, then you will not become an atheist. God will guide you towards the truth. He will send people your path to guide you towards the truth. That is what God did for me. I wanted the truth, and God sent people my way that guided me towards it. That is why I'm able to to say all of these things that I say now and have this YouTube channel, because I cared about arriving at the truth that much, and that is really one of the main reasons for this channel. So if you care about these kinds of things, that's what this channel is for. See you next time.